HOA, Karen calls 911 because I closed my ranch, demands access. Ma'am, you can't call 911 because your neighbor closed his own ranch gate, the deputy said, trying to stay calm. I sure as hell can, Karen bellowed, waving her phone. He blocked our family's access road. That's flat out illegal. We've been using that path for decades. I stood behind the gate, arms crossed, watching this absurd scene unfold. A sheriff's truck sat in my driveway, lights flashing, kicking up clouds of Texas dust. Two officers had stepped out to find a furious woman in a pink visor and HOA name badge, practically foaming at the mouth, all because I locked a gate on my own land. I want that gate unlocked right now, Karen screeched, jabbing her finger at me. We had a deal. HOA members get free access. There was never a deal, I replied calmly. This isn't HOA property. It's my ranch. You have no jurisdiction here. Karen turned red. I don't care if you own it. It's community land in spirit. You're disturbing the harmony of the neighborhood. The deputy turned to me. Sir, can you explain what's going on? I nodded. I shut the gate because HOA members keep trespassing. They dump garbage, tear up my fields on ATVs, and set off fireworks near my horses. This land was never part of the HOA. I inherited it long before they even existed. Karen gasped. You're lying. Everyone around here is part of the HOA. No, ma'am, the officer replied, checking his tablet. County records show this ranch was never signed into any HOA agreement. He's within his rights. But Karen wasn't hearing it. She whipped out her phone and started recording. This man is denying access to a shared path that connects families to nature trails. I demand he be arrested. That's when I heard it. More tires. A second sheriff's vehicle was approaching fast. My heart skipped. Why would they send another unit? The patrol car stopped and an officer climbed out, stone-faced. He walked straight over to me. Sir, he said, we got a report of illegal land seizure. You'll have to come with us while we investigate. What? I stammered. I inherited this place 6 months ago from my grandfather. This whole mess started when I moved here after a bad breakup, desperate for a fresh start. The old ranch was quiet, peaceful, filled with memories of summers spent with Grandpa. The trouble started small. A letter from the HOA welcoming me to the neighborhood, except I wasn't in their neighborhood. Their map ended half a mile before my fence. I sent a polite reply clarifying that my land wasn't part of their jurisdiction. To be friendly, I even invited the president for coffee. Big mistake. Karen showed up instead, clipboard in hand, attitude dialed to maximum. From that moment on, she acted like I was her property manager. She'd show up uninvited, demanding I paint my barn neutral beige and remove the unsightly windmill. I always smiled and said, thanks, but I'm good. Karen didn't like hearing no. Over time, things escalated. My mailbox got smashed twice. The gate kept popping open mysteriously. Someone killed my wildflower meadow with weed killer. Then Karen started leading daily morning strolls with HOA members straight across my property. They trampled through like they owned it, never asking permission. I put up private property signs. Karen ignored them. The last straw came when I found teenagers lighting fireworks by my horse barn. When I asked where they got them, one shrugged. Karen said it's fine. It's just empty land. That night, I installed cameras and replaced my gate with a steel one with a smart lock. The next morning, Karen showed up furious. Open this gate right now. You're locking out the community. I told her to leave. She stood there for 2 hours, then came back with cops, which brings us to today. I don't understand, I told the officer. Illegal land seizure? He sighed, glancing at Karen. Anonymous tip says you faked the deeds and stole HOA property. My insides turned to ice. Karen stood by her car, smirking. Then the second deputy radioed in. Sheriff, we've got a warrant request from the HOA legal team. Historical easement rights. They want to search the property. You're trying to raid my land over a walking path? I asked. He didn't answer, but his eyes said it all. Karen pulled out a folder, filled with photos, zoomed in shots of my property, my guests, everything. Trail camera quality. She'd been watching me for months. The deputy flipped through them. Sir, were there events here recently? Yeah, some bonfires, my cousin's wedding. Nothing illegal. Karen clapped sarcastically. Illegal structures, noise complaints, fire violations, not a single permit filed. You live miles away, I said. How would you even know? Karen stepped forward, shoulders squared. I have documentation of every violation. That's when I realized this wasn't about a walking path. Karen was trying to take my land.